Welcome to Daily Devotions for Sunday, February 7th, 2021. Today's verse is 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. It reads, "But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession, that you may proclaim the excellencies of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light." Now, this is a long and rich verse. The first phrases, chosen race, royal priesthood, holy nation, people for his own possession, these are all phrases that were used in the Old Testament to refer to Israel. Now they're being seen as the fulfillment of God's promises to the church. So now the church is a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people of his own possession. We are the people of God through Jesus Christ. And through Jesus Christ, we are a chosen race. Notice the chosen there, referring to God's electing grace, which is clearly there in the Bible. Even those who hold some different perspectives on how salvation works agree that God has electing grace that he exercises in our salvation. And we are a chosen race. Now, this is helpful in our day because it shows us that in reality, the true demarcation in the mind of God is between believer and unbeliever, between those who belong to him and those who do not. So the ultimate identifier is not our color of our skin or our gender or anything like that. It's our standing before God. And through Jesus Christ, we stand as his people, a chosen race, not due to anything in us, but due to his grace and mercy. We are a royal priesthood. Because we serve the King of Kings, we have a royal identity. And it's an identity of priesthood. The priesthood in the Old Testament was confined to a small group of people who ministered before God in the temple. Now, in the church, the priesthood belongs to all believers, and all believers exercise the work of God in the world and spread his message, which we'll see in just a minute. We are a holy nation. Earlier in the book, we saw, "Be holy as I am holy." Holiness is the central essence of God. God is a God of holy love. He is holy in his very being, and so his adopted children are to be holy. We're a holy nation. This also helps us in our day because our ultimate identifier is not with our physical nation, whether we live in America or Brazil or Kenya or anywhere in the world. Our ultimate nation as the people of God is the nation that God has given us, the people of God, the church. We're the holy nation. So our identifiers are not race and nationality. Our identifier is that we belong to Jesus, and he is our Savior, a people of his own possession. This, again, strikes at our culture because we don't call our own shots. We don't belong to ourselves. We don't rule and reign everything as human beings. We are the possession of God. We belong to God. We are his servants. And so this also strikes at the heart of our modern culture. The reason for all this, at least one reason that is given here, is that you may proclaim the excellencies of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. So this is all done for the purpose of proclamation. God's saving work is always pushing forward towards some greater fulfillments, towards some greater usefulness in God's hand. That brings him glory as his love overflows in the blessing of others. So we, who have received these great blessings, now proclaim the excellencies of him who called us out of darkness into his marvelous light. We proclaim his excellencies, not our own, because all of the things that we looked at a moment ago are his gifts to us. We're a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people of his own possession. All of that because of his grace and his mercy toward us. So on that basis, we proclaim his excellencies. It's the very things that he mentioned there a moment ago. These are great words to a world that is confused and in despair and struggling. Friend, if you're struggling with your racial identity, here's the truth. You're part of a chosen race. You're not to hold yourself above others or feel that you have no hope because of your race, because you're part of a chosen race. You feel your financial situation or your worth as a person is low because you don't have skills or you don't have a certain job or something like that. You remember that you are a royal priesthood. You are royalty. You are a child of the King, and you are part of his holy priesthood. You have a purpose in life. Even if your skill set doesn't give you much ability beyond cleaning a room or arranging something, you have value in God's economy as a priest of the King. You are a holy nation, not because of ourselves. We ourselves are not holy. The residue of sin always clings to us. We're always tempted to go astray, but God in his grace has given us, counted toward us, the righteousness of Jesus so that we are holy in his sight. And then over the course of our lives, he makes us to be holy. We are his people. These are great blessings that we can share with the world around us. There is a home, there is a place where you can find life, and it is in Jesus. And that is the process of God's work. God works through his word, through his people, to call people out of darkness into his marvelous light. I pray that in the days ahead, we would see many, many people called out of darkness into his marvelous light. I pray that we would live daily as people who are not walking in darkness, but are living in his marvelous light. And God will use that, and he will bless that, and he will bless us in the meantime. So thanks for watching today. Draw hope and blessing from this verse this morning. Have a good day.